In these very fields, on the 23rd of October 1642, the first battle of the English Civil War at Edge Hill took place between the Royalists of Charles I and the Parliamentarians of the Earl of Essex. 371 years on, within a stone's throw of this spot, a new battle will take place featuring karting royalty, riding horsepower of a different kind. Playing for the Royals, their Highnesses Mark Litchfield and Bobby Game have a chance to cement their place in the history books. Standing in their way this time, playing the role of the Earl of Essex, is 16-year-old Danny Curl. Can the young pretender to the throne, the Earl of Curl, upset the karting royalty? Get ready for the Super 1 Battle of Shenington. This weekend sees the climax of the MSA British Karting Championships here at Shenington in Oxfordshire, with 4 titles going down to the wire at this last round. In Army Cadets, Oliver York and Alex Quinn will, for the 3rd time in 3 weeks, battle over major championship titles. It's one apiece so far, but this is the one they want to win, the official MSA British Championship Cadet title. KZ1 is the official MSA Senior British Championship class in 2013, with the title still up for grabs. The big question is whether Lucas Orrock can create a unique record in securing his 4th consecutive Super 1 title. 3 drivers have done it 3 times consecutively, including Orrock, but no one has done it 4 times. Daniel Borton leads the championship coming into the final round though, and will be trying to spoil the Orrock party. In KF Junior, Daniel Ticktum's winning the televised final last time out put him 4 points ahead of his nearest rival, the Indian driver Jahan Darawala. However, with drivers able to drop their worst scoring round at the end of the championship, Darawala effectively has a 6-point lead coming into the round. It's a straight shootout between the two, and we'll know more after the heats and final one have been run as to who needs to do what in the televised final to take the championship spoils. In KGP, 3 points separate the top 3 drivers coming into the round, with 2 karting legends up against the Earl of Curl, that's 16-year-old Danny Curl. Bobby Game won the first of his 3 British Championship titles in 1984 at the age of 12, when most of the drivers in this class were yet to be born. Now 41, he is trying to become the oldest driver ever to win a British title, with the winningest driver in British Championship history, the 5-time British champion Mark Litchfield, trying to stop him. We'll update the championship points after the heats and final one have taken place, but it looks set for a dramatic conclusion. Early winners at this last round, John Hoyle, the Super 1 organiser, presents Johnny Edgar and Alex Quinn with their prize for supporting the Drivers' Parade. They win an exciting tour of the Sahara Force India factory.
Not a bad prize. We'll kick off the finale with the TKM Extreme. Will Van Es, the new crowned champion, is not on the grid for this one. He'll be in the KZ1 class later, but it means that Charlie Bruce White and Joe Forsdyke, the O-Plate, share the front row of the grid for the season finale. John Hogan and James Ogden on row 2, ahead of Paul Monks and Simon Verco, with Andrew Lawrence and Jack New on row 4. Away we go. Damp conditions and slippery surfaces greet us for this finale as Charlie Bruce White holds the lead very briefly, although Forsdyke is alongside him out of the hairpin as they head for Pitts Bend and onto the Stratford Straight, and Forsdyke has grabbed the lead there and up into 2nd position. It's looking like John Hogan's going to go all the way round the outside, and it's very nearly 4 wide through the first hairpin as everybody tries to get traction down the runway straight and into the Bruno Ferrari chicane. Everybody's struggling a little bit here, just trying to get that little bit of grip, tiptoeing through the corners. It's a lot slower in pace than the last round of Super 1 we had here for the alternate championships, of course, when it was bone dry. Now it's really slippery and everybody struggling for grip up the inside. Very nice move there from James Ogden, and then he loses it straight away. We've got a spinner. That is Jack New, who started up towards the front of the field, and he's out. What a miserable way to end the season. He looks like he's had a few rounds with Jack Tyson and come out with a bloody nose. It really hasn't gone well. He gets back into the kart, but frustration here.
Jack Tyson, obviously Mike Tyson's brother, Jake. It's John Hogan that leads it from Forsdyke, and Charlie Bruce White, but the 38 kart spinning round. Andrew Lawrence going no further, sits in the kart, and that's his day pretty much done. Michael Eastwell had a problem at the start, as we see Paul Monks up the inside through the Bruno Ferrari chicane. That's for 1, 2, 3, 4. That's 5th place for Paul Monks. It's still Hogan that leads then from Forsdyke through Wilkins one more time through the left-hander down the straight as the Oak Plate to Forsdyke goes down the inside of Hogan to take the lead down Park Straight into Park Bend. He's held on and through Cafe Corner.
Well, we saw a black and white flag there just at the start-finish line. Goodness knows who it's for. It could be for anybody in this situation. I'm not trying to say that the drivers are driving particularly recklessly around here, but in these conditions, it's almost impossible to build up a good rhythm, and it's very easy to miss your braking point. Up the inside, nice move from Monks as he takes on Verco through the hairpin. Back in front, though, Forsdyke leading in the O-plate. Then we have the 73, Hogan challenging again. This is the problem that each of the drivers have. It's not really dry, and it's not really wet either. It's that little bit in between. It's greasy, and there are massive wet patches on the circuit. This is a nightmare for any racing driver in any discipline because the track is changing every single lap. There's no one clear line to go for, and as you can see, drivers picking different lines as they come through, making a much wider turn in to the hairpin at the end, the Wilkins hairpin. Forsdyke into the hairpin, very wide again. That's not the normal line you'd see in the dry, as the 48 Charlie Bruce White, who started from pole position, now onto the tail of Hogan once again as they come down towards the Stratford hairpin. Forsdyke, Hogan looking to get him on the undercut, and Bruce White trying to do likewise. Everybody struggling for grip here. 4th position, we look back, and that is the number 8 of Ogden. Then we have Monks. Verco has slipped behind Luke Graver now. So great little battle we've got going on for 4th place as Forsdyke, he looks down beside him. What's he doing there, Alan? What's he checking on the kart at that point?
I'm not sure, Jake, to be honest. He's looking down at something, not happy with something. You can see the kart's taken this wide line. Jake mentioned that earlier on. That's the karting line. It's where the rubber isn't. On a damp surface, you don't want to drive on a damp surface where the rubber's been laid down. It's like walking on ice. The worst corner for that is the first hairpin at PF International. If it starts raining and you walk where the rubber was, it's like walking on ice. As we see Charlie Bruce White up the inside of John Hogan, a little bit of contact. Charlie puts his hand up just in recognition. Sorry about that. No real damage done. Doesn't give the place back though. Why would you?
Well, yeah, that's exactly it. I mean, in some forms of motor racing, you would, of course, be asked to give the place back, and he may well get a warning flag for not giving the place back again, but he's a racing driver, so he's going to make the move, and he's going to hold on to the place as long as he's allowed to, and that manoeuvre has put him right in the firing line of Forsdyke to close in. Meanwhile, we've still got this scrap for 4th position. Ogden is still there in the 8 in 4th position. Then we have in 5th place number 9 Verco being closed in by Luke Graver. Monks in the number 9. Graver is there behind him. Verco seems to have fallen away from this little group. There he is behind the 62 of Andreas Gutsold now, so he's falling back through the field fairly rapidly, which is not going well for him. Now, Forsdyke runs a bit wide there. A lot of curb, and Charlie Bruce White isn't close enough to take advantage. Hogan isn't either. Gutsold running a little bit wide off the turn. There is Verco right on his tail. We look a little further back, and the rest of the field have been left far behind. So out in front, Forsdyke just looks over his shoulder. He knows Bruce White is there. Bruce White is going for it on the inside, and this is what we were talking about. It's really slippery. He can't get enough speed. Hogan is able to get through as well. Forsdyke, he almost kicks himself there. He's got a problem. He's got a problem. Forsdyke is slowing. Forsdyke out of it. Dear, oh dear. He goes from 1st to 3rd and then out. So Joe Forsdyke, that is a terrible, terrible way to end the season when he had a victory pretty much in his pocket. Bruce White made the move, and whether there was a little bit of a problem with the engine coming out of the hairpin or going into the hairpin even, and that's what made the move easier for Bruce White to pull off and then Hogan to follow through, but Forsdyke is out, and that is a disaster. So now we're watching the battle for 3rd position. This is an opportunity for the drivers to battle for a podium finish here. This is absolutely blissful as far as they're concerned. So Bruce White is now the leader. Hogan is second. And look at the lead that Charlie Bruce White has built up on Hogan in a lap. It's a good 12 kart lengths already in one lap. So Charlie Bruce White is definitely getting on with this, and he'll want to cement his position as runner-up to Will Van Ness in this championship, and a win would absolutely seal the deal. There's Hogan, and look back, where is third place? It'll be James Ogden. No, it's not Ogden anymore. It's Monks. So Monks has got through into third place. Ogden is now fourth with Luke Graver right on the tail. And this is the battle we want to watch. Third position. Monks holding on to it. Here comes Graver up the inside. Beautifully done. But is Ogden going to get him on the switchback? We cut back to Charlie Bruce White. Possibly the worst moment in the battle for fourth position. But a brilliant ding-dong of a fight we've got now between Graver and Ogden. Behind Paul Monks in third place. Second, Hogan in the 73. And out in front still, a very strong run from Charlie Bruce White from pole position. He may have started there and fell away, but the race has definitely come back to him. And as we can see, these two still scrapping, corner by corner. They're swapping positions all the time. And once again, Graver looks up the inside and says, "Thank you very much, I'll take the place back." I wouldn't be surprised if it's too long before Ogden gets it back again. No, you don't, Sunshine. And back again on the inside. Brilliant battle. Into the last lap they go. And we can see that Charlie Bruce White leading from Hogan in second place. And we look back, I think we can see Paul Monks still there in third position. So a great little tussle still going on between Graver and Ogden behind. Bruce White, look at the dominance of this man in this race. 50.98 seconds for a fastest lap. Considerably faster than his rivals in the conditions. He has totally masterclassed the field here in very tricky conditions, and this sets him up beautifully going into the winter. Things are looking rosy for 2014 for Charlie Bruce White. Great victory and a brilliant performance. What a way to end the season. Good job.
Charlie, first place, last round of the season, always a good place to finish.
Yeah, head on high, very happy with that, yeah.
What's your plans for next year?
I haven't really thought too much. I'll be doing TKM, but whether I do Super 1 or not, I'm not sure yet.
Well, you may have seen John Hogan and Paul Monks excluded from second and third in that race. John Hogan for being underweight, we believe. Also, Paul Monks for a driving infringement. We didn't see it, but that's what happens in the championship sometimes. Will Van Ness is the king from Charlie Bruce White and Luke Graver. Plenty more to come from a very damp Shenington after the break.